Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Quick Quiz, a very serious mini podcast behind a paywall on the Ashcan Press Substack. This is an addition to Ideas Don't Bleed, the other podcast that we do that's not behind a paywall. This is only for subscribers, and it's where we bring in creators and we ask them 24 questions that we are not allowed to respond to, but they may take as long or as short of an amount of time answering as they would like. This time, we are back with Kelly Thompson. Kelly, are you ready for the quick quiz?
Yes. I've been ready for it my whole life.
Glad to hear it. All right, here is your first question. What did you have for breakfast?
I had a contractor special. That is, I worked in architecture and design for a long time, and that's what contractors call like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
What is the last movie you watched?
Well, I sort of want to say I wasn't really watching it, and it's so shitty. So I want to say the last thing I really watched, which was Old Henry, a surprisingly great little movie that has a great little twist and is a way I wish movies did twists more often, to be frank.
What is your favorite place to visit?
Cannon Beach, Oregon.
What was the first comic book you remember reading?
Well, technically that would have been an Archie Digest, but since I can't narrow it down to which one it would have been, let's go with my first floppy, which was Uncanny X-Men 290.
Cats or dogs?
Matthew, this is a horrible question, but I have to say cats.
Do you believe in an afterlife?
No.
What is the last comic book that you read?
If it's red, then it's Human Target 12. If it's reread, it's Black Canary number 4. That's the 2007 one by Tony Bedard.
Have you ever been in love?
Yes.
What's your favorite restaurant?
Oh, man. I feel like I have a favorite restaurant in every city, but if I have to narrow it down to one, I think I'll say Malibu Seafood in Malibu, California.
Do you have a project that you want to make but feel like you're not ready?
Absolutely. I think that's probably a creator prerequisite, right?
Who is your favorite comic book character?
Like, that's not as bad a question as cats and dogs, but it's damn close. Under pressure, gun to my head, I'll say Cassandra Cain.
Do you feel like your life has been shaped more by good experiences or tragedies?
Definitely good experiences, but I feel like I'm such a pain in the ass. People would think it's negative experiences, but it's not. I've had a pretty good life. Been pretty lucky. Anyway.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes. I mean, I don't know if like little green men style, that tends to not be what I think of, but like certainly other worlds, other life forms, yeah.
Who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Oh, man. I mean, I sort of don't know if I can forgive you guys for making me say this, but I think it's Grogu. Pre-Grogu, I probably would have said Leia or Han. Post Andor, I don't know who I'll say. Maybe just be a long audio file of me weeping. Grogu.
If you weren't making comics, what would you like to be doing for a living?
Well, I think what I would like to be doing and what are likely, like being a novelist or a writer for TV or film or something, sort of isn't the heart of the question, right? It's more like, what if you weren't a writer? In which case, I would say I maybe would have been a good lawyer. I don't know how much I would have loved it, but I think I would have been good at it. I used to think I'd be a good police detective, but like, I don't think I could sleep at night, the kind of shit you'd see. So that's a very special skill, and I don't got that one. So, yeah. Lawyer.
What's the largest animal you've ever touched?
I did touch an elephant, but it was a baby elephant. So I think giraffe is probably the largest elephant I've actually touched. And now I'm wondering if Matt got to touch a whale when he went to Iceland. Matt, did you touch a whale?
Unfortunately, Matt is not allowed to respond.
I know, but I like to disrupt just a little bit. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Giraffe, final answer.
What do you still need to accomplish to be able to look back and be proud of your career?
I mean, there's no real way to answer that, as I will both never be proud and I am already proud. So, no.
How many bones have you broken, yours and other people's?
None, but I did almost cut a girl's hand off with an axe once by accident.
Do you have a book of yours that you're the most proud of?
This is tough because I think one of the really shitty things about me is that I like most of my books. I think they're fun. I think I'm trying really hard. I get to work with really great people. I get to write some of the best characters in the world. Of course, I think they're fun. I hope that Black Cloak and the Cull will be there. I'll feel that way, but they're still in process. It's still a process. I think for finished stuff, probably Black Widow. I think with every project, it's like some things hit perfectly and you nail it, and some you're like, we were reaching so hard for that thing and we didn't quite get it. And I think every book I've worked on has sort of highs and lows in that regard, where even if you're really happy with the final product, you can still look at it and see the places where you didn't quite get it. And I think when I look back on Black Widow, it has the fewest of those feelings for me. And so I think Black Widow is my pick.
What is the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
I mean, probably when I almost cut off that girl's hand with that axe, because it fucking haunts me. I hear you laughing. And, I've lived a pretty reasonably boring, non-scary, low-risk life. And that thing really does haunt me. It's what I'm thinking of when I think of this. Oh, wait, I worked at this, it's a long story, but to cut it to the quick, I injected a dangerous chemical into my hand. It's a high-powered cleaning kind of a thing at a job I was at. And so it was very painful and we were worried about it, but we didn't know what chemicals were in it. And the only time I've almost fainted in my life was while I was waiting for the old-timey facts to scroll out what the ingredients were in the chemicals that we'd injected into my hand and that we're assuming are racing through my bloodstream. And the woman's face reading the facts as it came out went dead white. And the whole world sort of pinholed. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to faint. And it was very scary, and I'm perfectly fine. It all worked out. I have a pretty nasty scar on my finger, but other than that, it's fine. So that was pretty scary.
What work of art had the most profound impact on your life?
This is going to shock a lot of people. It's probably the novels of Charles Bukowski. Even more ironically, the first of his novels that I read is sort of the least Bukowski of them all. It's Hollywood, but that's the first one I happened to find at a used bookstore. So it's less about Bukowski himself or any influences I take from that. And it's more the fact that reading him, I really responded to it. And I was in my mid-20s, and it sort of blew my mind that I didn't even know he existed before that moment. And yet he was such a powerful writer, and it changed so much of how I thought about things a little bit. But the real impact was just realizing you don't know anything. I was 25 or something, and I was full of piss and vinegar and thought I knew everything about everything, and was a real insufferable pain in the ass a lot, I'm sure. And so I don't know that finding Bukowski made me a better or different writer. It probably stripped away some confidence I had, but I think that it was right to do so. And I think it made me like a better human, even if it didn't make me a better writer, because I just started to process the world a little differently and realize how much reading and listening and absorbing I still had to do. So Bukowski.
Do you believe goodness is real?
Yes.
What is the point of life?
I mean, if I had the fucking answer to that, I would not be on this podcast.
Last question, Kelly.
All right.
What is the best sandwich?
I think I gotta go with the Bay Cities Deli. It's an Italian deli in Santa Monica. It's nothing really special in some ways, but they make the greatest sub ever. I haven't had it in like 15 years because I'm stupid and I don't live there anymore. And I don't know why I didn't eat it every day when it was just like 3 minutes away from me. What regret. What regret.
Congratulations, Kelly. You've reached the end of the quick quiz. You've performed admirably.
Is that a B minus? Is that admirable?
B minus.
It will be a B minus, yes.
Shameful. Shameful.